How's it going? Still rocking the Movember Tash. I think I'll keep it till my birthday on Saturday. I cannot wait to make this video for you. This is going to be jam-packed. I'm going to try and cram 3 things into one video here. Maybe I should have done 3 separate videos, but it's just too exciting. I'm even going to give you 4 things actually. Here's the first one. This is a quick win. If you are using Poe, right, you can search up, I just searched flowchart. You can find this bot, right? And then I just wrote, hi, turn this document into a flowchart, right? And I uploaded my lead magnet, which I'm working on at the moment, which is the 3x20 daily system, which is a way to get sales that's working at the minute. If you haven't got that, you need to get it. It is gold. This is the future of marketing. Okay, I took this, I said turn it into a flowchart, and it pumped out this thing. I was like, what the hell is this? So I asked, I was like, where should I paste that? Like, it gave me this. I was like, where should I paste that? It was like, oh, you need to go to Mermaid Live, right? So I clicked that link and it took me to this website, which looks a bit psychedelic if you ask me. There was a little thing up here I had to delete and paste this in. I left that first line there. I don't know if you have to, honestly, but look at this. It gave me this lovely flowchart here. I've downloaded it and zoomed in here for you. So this is awesome. This is everything you just saw in that document just into a flowchart. So, you know, we start the daily system and we post 1 piece of valuable content each day, and then we reach out to 10 potential members, right? I don't know why the text has gone weird here. And then we have 2 options here. You know, if we get at least 10 people commenting on our post, we can just send them a message. If we get less than 10, then we have a couple of options. One option is to just send to do some cold outreach, okay? And then either way, we want to get them into conversations, and we want to follow up with these conversations and take them through this conversational selling script, where the first phase is the initial contact. We must get them to reply so we can continue the conversation. If they don't reply, then it's over for that person and you move on to the next person. But once they reply, then we follow up with them. We qualify them and pre-frame them. So this is by asking them for their goals and their time frame. So we want to make sure that they're trying to achieve the thing we help with now, right now, not in sometime in the future. So if they're like looking for this kind of thing, then you can continue the conversation. You get them to commit to the minimum viable activity you need for them to win, right? So for example, if I was teaching this to somebody, they're going to need an hour a day. So I say, have you got an hour a day? If they say no, then I say I can't help you. If they say yes, then you tell them the price, and then they just have a lot of questions, answer the questions, and just send them the payment link straight in the chat, right? That's like a very high level explanation of the strategy. And these are the daily actions we should track and keep an eye on how well we're doing. So this is awesome little thing I just figured out today for fun using this Mermaid Live. So that's a quick win for you. But the main reason I'm making today's video is a follow-up I posted in my a follow-up video from the one I posted in my free community recently, where I was so excited about this chat thread. I created my own chatbot I trained my own chatbot in Poe, right? So it's built on Claude's model, and I just uploaded all my documents and all my information about my business and my avatar and how I talk and my objectives, right? And then give him like a kind of job description. I was like, you're basically going to be a copywriter for me, you know? And this is what most people are doing. Most people are using AI to get posts and content ideas and writing emails and helping them write, okay? Which, interestingly, Neil Patel and his team did a massive study lately where they found that human written content is still outperforming AI written content significantly when it comes to generating sales. So AI generated content isn't converting into sales nowhere near as well as human written content, so it's still worth putting the time into writing your own content. However, most people are using AI to create content and scripts and what have you, which is great. It saves time, and even I do it, right? But the real magic, the real power of AI with its current, this is just today, it'll probably change in a few months, but currently is really researching, brainstorming and strategizing. if you get into a conversation with the AI and think out loud with it about what you're trying to accomplish and ask it to give you guidance and brainstorm together with you, and it kind of takes the lead, and it takes you down a little bit of a chat thread. And I mean, it would take me forever to read this whole chat thread to you. It's been going on for quite some time, but it started off as a daily posting, and like I just said, how most people are doing it, they're creating content. I was doing that, and then I started to see that he wasn't really hitting the point with the content. So I was like, right, do you know what I'm trying to do? Because you sound like the posts are making me sound like everybody else. I don't know if you have that concern. I don't know if you want to call it a fear, but if you have that, you don't want to sound like everybody else, because I'm in the make money online space, right? I'm helping people grow their membership, right, with marketing and AI tactics, right? And there's a lot of people doing that, and they're all saying the same thing, do this, do that, X, Y, Z. And I'm like, I want to have something which people can connect to and have me stand out in their mind in some way, right? So that's basically what this chat got through, right? And before that, in the previous video, it was also giving me some awesome social media strategy tips, like how to optimize my profile and my content strategy, which I have paid a lot of money to learn already. I already knew it all, but I was like, this is bang on. I was super excited. I was like, great, man, if you watching this don't want to spend money on coaches and courses and mastermind groups and put the time into learning it, you can literally just open an AI and start chatting to it, and it'll give you the most up-to-date and accurate and best strategies that are happening and working right now. But little caveat here, be careful, because sometimes it defaults back to old tactics, so it is a little bit of a minefield, let's say. But you just can challenge it every time. So every time it gives you some information, you can say, when was this? When did you learn this? What date? Like, please date the citation of this reference. Like, please tell me when you learned this strategy, if you're not sure if it's up to date. So it was giving me some great tactics, and then I started going through my strategy, and I started chatting, how I wanted to. I helped it. This chat thread helped me clear up the user's journey from like watching me on social media to becoming in my my group coaching program, which is my main offer, right? I want to take people through that, and what steps do they need to go through, what challenges do they face, and then what do I share at each touch point, right? So we've got my social media, then we've got my free group, then my paid group, and then my group coaching. So I was like, how do I help people at each step, and what can I share? Why would people watch me on social media? Why would anyone want to join my free group? Right? These are things that I know, but having this conversation with the AI has just really helped me clear it up. And it's immediate, and it's available 24/7, and it just doesn't run out. You're not on the clock, like if you've worked with coaches before, sometimes you just have an hour or whatever it might be. So yeah, I strongly encourage you to think about how you're using AI and just have conversations. Really, it's super powerful. You do have to, it does get a little bit agreeable at times. So occasionally, here's one tip, right? Occasionally you have to tell it, like, you're being very agreeable. Like, can you also show me why this might be a bad idea? Anytime you come up with an idea, right? Anytime you type something in, hey, what about this? Would this work? He always responds, the AI always responds with like, oh, that's great, yeah, like, let's do that. And you're like, okay, but like, maybe it's not great. Why would it not be great? And then it sometimes says, yeah, actually, you're right. No, let's stick to the original plan. So that's a bit annoying, but you can work around it. And then also, it's sometimes, like I told you, sometimes it's like right on the money, and it's like giving you all solid stuff, up to date, trending and working stuff. But then sometimes it gives you an old thing from a few years ago, so you just have to keep an eye out for that. And the third thing I wanted to share with you is that sometimes, especially when you're in long chat threads like this, it doesn't forget what you've said, but it neglects it, right? So it tends to give you responses based on the most recent couple of back and forths you've had, right? So if you as a human, you'll remember everything in this chat thread. So sometimes you have to say, okay, thanks for that answer. Now give me the same answer taking into account everything we've discussed in this chat thread, taking into account all of the context. Is this an example here? No, see, even just like picking into one word, like we were writing the headline for my new website, which I'll show you in a second, and he was like, you could say watch me build a real membership, get behind the scenes access to simple systems at work. And I was like, how about this? Watch me build a real membership, steal the exact systems that I get members to keep paying longer. Or I could say see instead of steal. And he's like, yeah, actually let's keep away from steal because it might get the wrong, attract the wrong mindset people, quick fix seekers. And I was like, we'd already discussed that earlier on. I don't really want to work with people who want quick fixes. I want people who want to build something meaningful and go on a journey together. So he's like, see is better, So these things are really helpful because they can wreak havoc on your mind, right? You can agonize over one word sometimes for a long time and still not know whether you're putting the right word. And for me and my personality, it might be different for you, but I get a lot of confidence and clarity from the AI and talking to it. So that's the first main valuable thing, right? And then, as I already touched on, actually, let's do it this way. I don't want to make the video too long. So this 3x20 daily system, okay, is basically conversational selling through DMs. So yes, funnels still work. Yes, sending tons and tons of emails and a billion emails until they eventually click the link and buy still works. Yes, ads work, right? But they're all getting a bit harder and a bit more expensive and taking a bit more time, and the conversions are a bit less than they used to, okay? And it's starting to get a little bit like running through treacle, right? So, but the good news is this is working unbelievably. One of my clients is getting like 80% open rates and like 50-60% click rates, right? Versus email, it's like 20-30% open rates and like 1% click rates or something stupid like that. So the DMs is working, and it's not going to last forever. As more and more marketers learn this and teach this, it's going to and the platforms are going to put restrictions on it. But at the minute, this is hot, so get on it. Basically, what we do is, like I showed you in that flowchart, we need to create content and then send messages to people who interact with the content, right? And then take them through a selling script, right? Now, this all hinges on you actually getting comments. I've got a couple of clients I'm working with who are crushing this strategy, and I've got a couple of clients, including myself, who it's not working for because we don't get any comments or likes. Our accounts are too small, right? So if that is you, you have a couple of options. One, find groups and use other people's audiences. So you're going to find groups in social media and post there, and then do the same strategy. Anyone who comments, interact with them, okay? The second option is to run some ads to get comments. So you make your post, but then you kind of boost it, basically. Like, that's not exactly what you do, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. But there's a way you can use branding objective, reach objective, to show it to more people, and then have no CTA, no button, and you just ask them to comment. That's a really cheap way to get more comments. The third option is what I'm going to do, and that's why I'm making this video, because I want to share with you what I've been working on in the past couple of weeks and what my plan is going forward to because my whole brand, my whole thing, why you watch me, is for me to test and see what's working in the trenches with you, and then share the good and the bad with you, what works and what doesn't, what's easy, what's hard, okay? So we are going to grow my Instagram account. We are going to actually get a following so that I get comments. Now this might take a long time but might happen quite quick. The first step, so here I'm going to give you the 5-step plan, and this is the last thing I'm sharing in this video, so thanks for staying with me this long. We are going to optimize our profile, which I'll show you a little bit in a second, create our content themes, which I'll show you in a second. Then we're going to research trending reels, right? I'll go through this in more detail in a second. Create the reels and post them and grow, okay? So step 1, optimize your profile. I had this profile before. See how long this document is. And I used AI to help me do it. And this was my account. It was John Robinson Marketing Membership Growth Coach. Growth tips for stagnant membership sites. This was kind of the unique identifier I was going after. Get more members and learn AI, right? And behind the scenes, watch me grow. So that was a recent update. But when I first made this, I didn't have that third line. And like I said, I felt like I was a bit like everybody. I was like, I'd been posting on and off over the past half a year or so, let's say, and not really getting any growth or any interaction on my posts. Okay, so I was like, right, we need to do something different here. So I started chatting with the AI, like I said in this chat thread here. I told him exactly what I had and what my goal was, and we did a bit of backwards and forwards, and he was like, we wanted to find out what I can do that's different, what I can offer, and and also, not only did I have this desire to be different and stand out and unique, I also find it more fun to do this kind of thing. I really enjoy like testing out things and trying out strategies and learning new techniques and approaches and sharing it with people and having a community of people to do it with. I'm not really a kind of introverted solo guy. I like to do things with people, right? So I'm gonna create a community of people who want to follow along and watch me do it and potentially use what I'm doing for themselves and get help with that. Okay, so we come up with a couple of different ideas and finally settled on this one for the name field, which is important for it to be keyword rich, right? So your name field should be searchable, okay? And as soon as somebody hits on your page, it's one of the first things they read, right? So since I'm a nobody, right, online, there's no point putting my name, and my name is there anyway in my handle. So but I used to have my name there. If you remember at the top of this, it was like John Robinson membership growth coach, but nobody's searching for John Robinson, right? So no need to have that. So thanks to the AI, we settled on that, which is stuff I already knew but just wasn't implementing apparently. And hearing the AI say it, I had a lot of confidence because it validated what I already knew anyway. So I knew it was telling me good stuff, so I went with it and I put my trust in it and went down further, and we created the biography, right? I wanted to find out what's my messaging through different touch points, like I said earlier. So we said, like, in the free content on social media, we'll be doing basic AI tips amongst other things. In the free community, it's behind the scenes learning, which is this, right? And then in the paid membership, you get all the templates and frameworks, okay? And then obviously in the group coaching, it's full implementation support and software, right? So I have this tool you get access to that does everything, and it's here, but I'll not show you right now. And the group coaching calls, okay? So we can implement everything together. So I went on to get more help with the actual bio and also this growth journey value ladder, so we've got the social media positioning, which is like watch me build and test membership strategies in real time. That's kind of like the primary reason why anyone would follow me, right? And watch real implementation and copy what works. This is kind of what I promised to deliver, right? And then in the free community, there's going to be, this is actually, we'll probably won't do that yet. Resource vault. So there's some tools and templates in there for free. They're basically a collection of lead magnets. It's a community action takers, and there's some basic guides plus these behind the scene things. And the paid membership, there's that, and I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, okay? So step one was to optimize the profile. We did the name. We also changed it to watch me grow a membership from scratch, which is quite compelling. This is talking to people's pains and desires because they're going through the same thing, right? And I know what it's like for you if you're a membership site owner. You're so confused. You see all of these strategies and advice. You see some memberships crushing it and you think, like, why am I not doing it? You doubt your product. This is when it gets really bad, when you start thinking your product's no good and what you do isn't good enough. And I mean, that is hard to bear, and it's so believable. Do not believe that. It's not true. You just need more volume. You just need more people to see your thing, okay? So I'm going to share behind the scenes what works and build alongside 29. It's actually 31 now. I'm going to track how many people are in my free community here, and then you can join the free community by clicking this link. The AI also helped me create my highlight reels, which I haven't done yet because there's going to be a 1 month rollout period for that, and then the pinned posts as well. So we'll have this fully optimized very soon. Step 2, if you remember, was the content pillars. So we have them here, right? We're going to have behind the scenes and reality kind of show. We're going to do real wins and failure content, implementation of theory. That's obviously how-to stuff. Systems made simple. I like sharing systems. So obviously this this image I just shared you here is kind of a visual representation of a system. So stuff like this, and and then where is it? Building in public. Okay, so this is the content strategy. I'm going to do step 3 next, which is we have to search for hashtags and content related to these content topics. Okay, and find any. This is huge, right? 1 second. So I'll take you back into the chat. I said, hey, I need to bounce back to content for a second, because the last thing we were talking about was creating the landing page for my website. I said, first, remind me what's on our content. What's our content strategy? Content topics, subtopics, content themes. We already discussed this. List them again, please. So I typically do not recommend using one chat thread for multiple purposes, but I just kind of went there with this chat thread, and it was kind of like it wasn't a deliberate thing. It just sort of happened. It evolved. Like we were talking about content and updating my Instagram profile, and then I says, well, we might as well take this new messaging and new angle and apply it to my website as well. So we updated the website, and then now I'm back onto the content topic. So it has gone a little bit like that, but I'm pleased to see that the chat is handling it quite well still. So here's the response. Based on our previous conversations, here are the themes. Simple system implementation, AI-powered strategy, member retentions. Okay, main content themes. 1 second. Amazing. This is just absolute gold, man. Right, so I quickly read through this to make sure it was good. And then I said, great, I will conduct research. And this is the value here. If you've watched until this, you'll be super glad, because if you did not know this, this is what we're going to do. Optimize my profile, create the content topics, which we just did. Step 3 is conduct research and find at least 50 reels about these topics which have at least 1 million views. Okay, so give me some suitable hashtags to search. Now I knew I'd spelled hashtags wrong there. I wanted to see if it could handle with a spelling mistake, and it did. Usually I correct it, but anyway, a little fun test for me. So the next step is to search for reels that have done at least 1 million views, and we just basically remake that reel, okay, with our own angle and twist on things. So he said, okay, cool, well, here are the hashtags to search, and I have actually searched these before and found it difficult to find reels with 1 million, but look at this. Here's the clever bit. To find the real high performers, search these more general hashtags, because they have they often contain membership content that's gone viral. And this is the gold. And he like saved me time searching all of these, because he knew that I'm actually going to find high performing reels more likely in these things. So let's just do a little quick walk along here. I'll just search this one for now. Let's try it. I can't show you because it only works on mobile. I don't know how to screen share onto my mobile. So you search the hashtag, and then there's a little menu on mobile along here, which lets you select reels. If you scroll along to the last one, you can click on reels, and then you can scroll down the grid, and it tells you how many views the reels have had. I wonder if I click on this, will it give me a list? No. So I can't show you, but that's the next step. I'm going to create a list of those. I'm going to copy the URL of the post. I'm going to make a spreadsheet, and then I'm going to start making my own reels based on these high performing reels, with the expectation that they will also perform at least well enough. And with Instagram's new algorithm, where they are now showing your reels to non-followers regardless if you have followers or not. So this means that in the past, if you had like a large account, it was easy to reach new people. If you had a new account, it was a little more challenging. They've kind of leveled the playing field a little bit now, and they're going to show any new post to a small segment of people, especially reels this is for. and if it does well, they'll keep showing it to more people. So this is great for people like us with small accounts. If you already have a great big account, then you're laughing, because you can use the DM strategy I shared, and you can also use this strategy I just shared to get even more viral reels if you want. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching. I'm going to keep you updated on how this goes. And if you want to do this with me, we have my free group. If you're not already in there, you can join us there. And of course, there's my group coaching. You can reach out if you want to talk a bit more about that. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak soon.